They didn't need a warhead. They used a clipboard. While the world was watching missiles and military drills, China just pulled off one of the most silent and devastating economic moves of the decade, freezing $10 billion in U.S. cargo in less than 2 weeks. No announcements, no bombs, just delays, inspections, and paperwork. And yet, the impact? Explosive. This isn't just a shipping issue. It's a strategic ambush. What if I told you your phone, your car, your groceries are all part of this game? Most people have no idea what's really happening behind those port walls. But the few who do, they're already adjusting their investments, redirecting logistics, and rewriting the future. If you think this is just business as usual, you're already behind. What's unfolding right now could change global power forever, and you're about to see exactly how. You might think modern trade is unstoppable, gigantic cargo ships, digital logistics, satellites tracking every movement. But China just reminded the world that a single strategic move can jam the entire global engine. In just 10 days, over $10 billion in U.S. cargo has been blocked or severely delayed, not with missiles or sanctions, but with slow-moving paperwork and poor inspections. That's not just bureaucracy. That's a weapon. A silent, calculated port blockade that causes chaos without firing a shot. This isn't just a hiccup in the supply chain. It's a masterclass in economic pressure. When delays stack up, retailers run empty, manufacturers halt production, and investors start to panic. A container full of microchips stuck in Shanghai isn't just a delay. It's a domino falling straight into Wall Street. It's no wonder economists are calling this the new battlefield in the trade war. And what happens next could shake up industries in ways most people aren't even remotely prepared for. So, if you're curious about how this affects the phone in your pocket or the car you drive, stick around. If you want to stay ahead of the curve and truly understand how global moves impact your daily life, subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications. This is the kind of knowledge that gives you an edge, and most people will never see it coming. America's industrial heart is feeling the squeeze. From raw materials to EV batteries and semiconductors, essential cargo is stuck offshore. And with it, the gears of production are slowing. Every delayed shipment isn't just a number on a spreadsheet. It's a threat to jobs, innovation, and momentum. Companies that once relied on China's hyper-efficiency are now watching helplessly as lead times stretch and costs soar. It's not just factories feeling the heat. Supermarkets are adjusting prices, automakers are halting lines, and tech firms are delaying launches. This logistics disruption is spreading like a slow, invisible virus, crippling the very arteries of modern commerce. And the worst part? No one knows how long it will last. These aren't just economic setbacks. They're warnings, subtle indicators that the global supply chain is far more fragile than we like to admit. Let's be clear, this isn't random. It's a calculated move, retaliation in the purest sense. China didn't forget Trump's tariffs, and now it's responding in its own language. Slowing down port operations instead of confronting the U.S. directly is a brilliant form of silent resistance. It's not loud, it's not flashy, but it's incredibly effective. Instead of slapping back with more tariffs, Beijing is playing the long game. Every delayed container is a pressure point. Every stranded shipment a reminder that control over physical goods is still the ultimate leverage. The battlefield has moved beyond tax percentages. It's now about timing, precision, and patience. And while Washington debates its next step, Beijing is already setting the tempo for the next round. You might think this is just a bilateral spat, but it's rippling far beyond U.S. borders. The World Bank and IMF aren't sounding the alarm for no reason. When two giants clash using trade as a weapon, it destabilizes the entire system. This economic weaponization doesn't just hit the aggressor. It infects every nation caught in the crossfire. From Europe to Latin America, delays are cascading. Shipments rerouted, ports overwhelmed, manufacturers forced to pivot, and small economies? They don't have the buffer zones to absorb these blows. What began as a trade war has evolved into a global reckoning, an unwelcome reminder that we've built our modern world on the illusion of uninterrupted trade. But what if that illusion starts to crack? If you're starting to realize how much of your life depends on international stability, this is the moment to stay informed. Subscribe now and keep exploring the facts others overlook. The green revolution has hit a red light. EV giants like Tesla and Rivian are facing component shortages that threaten production lines. Battery cells, critical minerals, and specialized tech are stuck in limbo, victims of the very port blockade redefining trade dynamics. What's ironic? The future is being held hostage by yesterday's geopolitical grudges. It's more than missed delivery dates. It's delayed climate goals. It's market volatility. It's investor uncertainty. The electric dream is deeply tied to a tightly woven supply chain, and when that thread snaps, the whole movement trembles. These delays aren't just about transportation. They're about trust, momentum, and global ambition. And some say we're only seeing the tip of the iceberg. In Washington, the narrative is shifting. China is no longer just a strategic rival. It's being framed as an unreliable trade partner. From bipartisan committees to late-night talk shows, the message is spreading. And meanwhile, Beijing doesn't flinch. Why? Because it's ready to absorb short-term economic pain for long-term geopolitical leverage. This isn't the first time a superpower has chosen power over prosperity. But in today's interconnected economy, that choice stings both ways. It raises the stakes. If you can't count on a trade partner, do you shift alliances? Do you decouple? Or do you brace for further shocks? One thing is clear. What was once mutual dependence is turning into strategic mistrust. Think this is about a few ports? Think again. Experts warn that if this disruption persists, up to $50 billion in trade could be frozen. That's not just inconvenience. That's systemic shock. That's major players rethinking entire supply structures. It's whispers of an economic Cold War, where power isn't measured in tanks or troops, but in containers and contracts. This is leverage at a new level. It's the art of slowing your enemy without saying a word. For Beijing, this isn't just a reaction. It's a recalibration of global strategy. And for the U.S., the cost of ignoring these signals could be monumental. What happens when confidence in global trade starts to fade? When no route feels secure? When even trust becomes a luxury? Caught off guard, the U.S. administration finds itself at a crossroads. Escalate tariffs and risk a deeper collapse, seek alternate trade routes, or reopen negotiations from a weakened stance. Each choice carries weight. Each move is watched by the world. And for every day of hesitation, the damage compounds. Behind closed doors, the pressure is mounting. Lobbyists, CEOs, and foreign allies all want answers. But when your adversary is using slowness as a strategy, fast reactions can backfire. It's a paradox. Act too soon, you play into their hand. Wait too long, and you lose control. The question now isn't just what Washington will do, but whether it even knows what it's facing. Now you know what most people never even question. While others scroll past headlines, you just unlocked a truth that shapes the global economy, one cargo delay at a time. But here's the real question. If this is what's happening in plain sight, what else is unfolding beneath the surface? What other invisible wars are silently shifting the balance of power right now without a single shot being fired? Have you ever wondered why the most successful people seem to know what's coming before it hits the news? It's not luck. It's insight. And this video is just one piece of a much bigger puzzle. If you found this eye-opening, imagine what staying informed could do for your life, your business, your future. So tell me, what surprised you most? Drop your thoughts below, and don't forget to subscribe and turn on notifications. Stay sharp. Stay ahead. The world isn't waiting.